Hello guys, so today's video, I'm not going to be really joking about it because first this was really not a joke, but this was something that I was able to laugh at. Let me just say this story has gotten way more serious than I could have ever thought. The way things are handled has definitely amazed me. It's beyond me. Multiple people problem when it comes to the school, whatever. They already tolerate racism, they tolerate sexual harassment, assault, they tolerate so many things. And I feel like it's so messed up that people can literally do anything to someone and literally get away with it, It is just honestly crazy and beyond me how you can do anything. And then it's soon as people get angry and start fighting, now all of a sudden, oh my goodness, you could have came to the school and resolved your problems, when that's not true. It's people try to actually go and, talk to the school and they don't do anything about it. I have a diverse school. Most of the staff and administration is Black and they're Black. That they did not do anything about it is come on now. The fact that this happens at multiple schools in my county, and they don't do anything about it is insane. It's no one is heard about it, and I feel like it's just brushed under the rug whenever things like this happens, and it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. Blame people for fighting used to be fighting's childish. Why do people do that? But it's they tried to go to the school first, and you just all of a sudden if they fight, I don't blame them at this point. Anything about it, and it's it's really disappointing. So I uploaded the video about 2-3 months ago. I'm not really sure. And as I was uploading the video, more things had happened. So I was should I continue and add more to the video, or should I wait it out a little bit? So when things started to get more serious, I decided to wait things out a bit and still go ahead and decide to post my part 1 video, because I'm I already filmed it. I'm not gonna sit up here and re-record it, or I'm not gonna add more. I'm just gonna do separate videos, separate part 2, because I'm that doesn't make any sense. I just already posted what I had. If you guys have not watched it, go ahead and watch it, because you will be confused by this video. I left off basically, I think, confronting her, and then just letting things go, because I'm not about to get suspended for 10 days. I'm already on dance team. I can't risk getting kicked off dance team or anything like that. So that's why I was just I'm just gonna let things go. It's not worth it, whatever. And I just let things go to try to be the bigger person. Sticky notes to try to sit up here and remember things. Well, I have my dance performance. My dance performance is 2 nights, okay? So the first night, everything's fine. And then my friend, she hits me up. She's like, hey, Lunaya, is this account messaging you on Instagram? And I'm no, whatever. So she shows me the messages between her and that account. And that account is basically calling her the N-I-G-G-E-R with the hard R, you guys. The hard R. So I message the account immediately. And I say, I know it's you, blank. I can't say her name in the video for legal reasons, but I'd say I know it's you, because I'm I know it's you. Why would you message her and say the ER? This is so evil, and it literally makes me so angry sometimes, because not only I suffered bullying, which is really, man, had multiple I had proof. Because me, when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer. So of course I'm going to come with all the facts. You know what I'm saying? I went on lawyer mode with the administration as well, because what they were saying was not making any sense. And I'm going to get into that today. Stop texting my friend. That's basically what I say. And basically just going off on the account. They're saying oh, I'm not blah, blah, whatever. And it keeps calling me a tranny. A couple minutes later, there's 3 accounts that inbox me, my friend. And I mentioned the other video how this girl had cussed her out, right? That girl was put into the group chat somehow. So the chat between me, my friend, and the girl who cussed her out. So this is not a coincidence. There was just nothing in my mind to make me think that, oh, maybe this wasn't her. No, because this had to be her. That's way too close for it not to be her, or for her not to have anything to do with it. I'm not buying that. I'm definitely not buying that. So then Friday rolls in, and I'm at this point, bro, I'm like, I'm gonna fight her Monday. I'm going to fight her Monday because I'm like, who, like, I know it's her, you know, like, I know it's her. And we also have a no contact contract, so I'm not supposed to message her, like, talk to her, none of that. And she can't do the same with me. So that's basically what it is. So if we get caught talking to each other, we would basically get in trouble. She says, stop speaking about me. The account isn't me. I have nothing to do with it. That's that. F the contract. She said, F the contract. Just so y'all know that. She said, F the contract. I'm not going to let you speak about me and not even tell it to me. LMAO. Lucky for the contract. Please, you're the one that said it. I'm done sitting back and taking ish from you and your blank pose. You're in your pose? What? I don't even know. Okay. And I said, if the account isn't you, then how come they made a group chat and put the girl who cussed you out in it? I'm not stupid. You ain't slick. That's what I said. And she said, dude, I don't effing know. You clearly are. And I said, what? I said, that's too specific for you not to have anything to do with this. And then she says, oh, throwing shade. You could have said it to my face in class. Well, I don't. And I said, girl, you heard it to your face. You know what you're doing. And guys, she literally followed the account. She followed the account that was messaging us. So that's why I was like, that is so weird. It's you, okay? It's definitely you. I messaged her friend because her friend followed the account. I don't tell her friend anything what happened because I was like, if I tell her what happened, she's going to switch her answers up and we don't have time for that. We don't have time for liars. So I asked the friend, I said, hey, do you know who this person is running the account? She said, no, I just like follow it, whatever. So I'm like, okay, maybe she doesn't know. And she said she had stopped being friends with this person. So I just believed it. So, nothing much really to say about that. I would say this is about fourth period when me and her are messaging, even though we're not supposed to. So then, my friend's dad, I think her dad messages the school because he felt like his daughter was not safe being around her and whatever when she's out here sending us group chats of people calling us the N-word. Like what with the ER? Like, this is just so weird, you know? And it just makes me so mad. Like, it just makes me so angry in a way. And it's like, I can't do anything about it. That's why it makes me so angry. With this guy, the guy who the dean or whatever, our 11th grade dean, he calls us in. We're in the front office. We're just waiting for, write another statement. We're waiting for about an hour, 2 hours. You guys, I left fourth period and I didn't get back till the end of sixth period in class. I missed lunch, all of that. So that's about 2-3 hours that I was gone. That's kind of, I don't know. That's how much time I wasted. Literally how much time I wasted. Because it was honestly a waste of my time, if I'm being honest. I show him the messages between me and her. I tell him about the group chat. And they're like, oh, it's no proof, it's her, blah, 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 right? And he's like, oh, you guys messaged? And I was like, yeah. And then that's when he was like, I said, she messaged me first though and said, F the contract. Look what she said. And then he was like, okay, well, you message her back. So technically you're it's both of you in trouble. So mad. And you guys, this is the night my performance is supposed to happen. So if I get suspended, I cannot step foot on the school and perform that night. And I was a main character in one of the dances, so I could not miss that night. So at this point, I'm like, man, screw this. I'm just trying not to get in trouble because I literally don't I did not know if I was going to be suspended or not. So I'm like, I am literally trying not to get in trouble because I'm just I need to be here tonight. I have to be here. The dance is gonna look so stupid if I'm not there. What? I couldn't leave my team to that. You know how I feel about that. So after waiting and waiting and waiting for probably another hour, he brings in the girl. We meet in this big room. When I tell you guys, this room was so big. The table's on this side. Well, this is how big the table was. Let's say it's on this side, and it was huge. And then it was so wide as well. So this was a secret room. It had no windows. It was really kind of dim. It was I was I didn't even know this room existed. And it was basically a meeting room and it was very, very big. So I guess they put us in this room. So just in case you try to throw something, throw hands. Literally, if you try to swing, you can't eat. You have to jump all the way on the table. It will be far. You can't just swing like right away. You would have to literally do some jumping to swing on the table. That's literally like how big that table was. So you can only imagine how big this table was. And you couldn't crawl under the table, you literally nothing. So it's basically about the same as having a big great wall and community administrator on one side of her and another administrator on one side of us, please. So the administrator that we had, well, I don't even know if she is assistant principal. I'm not even sure. As soon as we step in, we sit down. I tell her a little bit about what happened. And she says, just so you guys know, I'm not going to 100% be on your side about it, automatically be on your side just because we're Black. As a Black woman, you should at least try and hear me out first before you already jumping to conclusions and say, I'm not gonna be biased in this situation. I'm not saying that you should be biased, but you know how much things that Black people have went through, and the fact that you are not even gonna hear me out first is kind of really like bad. You shouldn't even be an administrator if you're already gonna say some mess like that. They don't deserve their jobs. Throw them all away. Like, they're not good at what they do. I could do a better job at it for free. We tell her a little bit about what happened. I tell her about the middle school situation and how she drew that of me in the bathroom. And I was like, I did not, like, what the heck? And she like asked her about it. And she says like, I did not do it. I don't know who did it. Oh, she tries to act all victim. And when I tell you her whole demeanor, her whole personality freaking changed. Like, this girl, she was like,
oh, I wouldn't do that. Like, I know it seems like I would, but I wouldn't do it. Like, I know, like, I wouldn't do it.
Playing victim, pretty much. And this meeting was so long, I cannot scroll it all the way from the back of my head and try to remember it, but I do remember the key points, and I will try to put it in this video. Like, I left pissed, if I'm being honest. Y'all need to realize that this girl definitely knows what she's doing, and I'm gonna explain that in a minute. A lot of things that white people like to do when it's kind of like, it's giving Karen. Like, you know, when Karens, they do things to people or Black people, and then as soon as they got their recording out, oh, they want to act all like, oh, he hurt me. Oh my God. They want to call the police and act all like scared and all this stuff and victimize themselves. White woman tears, literally. The lady, she's like, oh, do you believe her? And I was like, no, honestly, I don't. She's like, can you forgive her? I was like, no, like, what do you mean? And then the girl, she has the audacity to be like, oh, well, because she says like, oh, do you feel like you need to apologize? Like, do you think that you should apologize to her? She said,
I know what I did was wrong, but I'm not gonna apologize because I just don't think I should apologize. Like, I just don't think, like, I just feel like I just don't need to.
Girl, I didn't ask you for an apology. I did not ask you. I don't want your apology. You can take it and shove it up here. I don't want your apology. I really don't. I was like, then the lady, she says, okay, so we're going to investigate this. And if it comes out to be that this is not true and that it was not her, you owe her a big apology. Do you understand that? And I was like, okay, what? Like, if anything, it should be the other way around. They do not say anything about investigating the text messages. They don't say anything about trying to figure out who put us in that group chat, even though we all know it was the person literally right in front of my face the whole time. They did not even bother to say that they were going to investigate and see who did the text messages. They didn't even bother like that. They didn't even bother to look into it, which is honestly crazy. Like, I thought they would at least say or do something. They didn't even bother to do that. And the girl and her used to be like really good friends, like closer than me and her or whatever. So they start arguing, and I was just like, ooh, shoot, this the tea. Like, this the tea. Like, I want to hear everything. Like, I want to hear it. The vibe of how the tension was in the room. I'm just going to tell you how the argument was. So, I'll give you an example. So, let's say I'm arguing with a teacher. Let's say I'm arguing with the teacher and the student, okay? And the teacher is like, did you take her pencil? Right? Like, did you take her pencil? And you'd be like, yes. And then they'll stop you and be like, okay, but you said yes, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's those arguments where it's like that kind of argument where they cut you off. So on to the next. Like, they don't even let you explain yourself. You say yes, you're done. And I hate those kind of arguments with people, because it's like, if you argue like that or debate with me like that, I don't want to talk to you. When you cut me off like that, I don't want to talk to you at all. Like, honestly, you win. I don't want to talk to you anymore. If you know what I'm trying to say. That's kind of how the lady was. I hate talking to people like that. I cannot talk to you like that. If you don't want to hear me out, I don't want to talk to you. Really irritating. So that's kind of the vibe that it was with her and my friend or whatever. So I left. I don't know what they argued about. I don't know anything. So then it was a good minute. It was a good 20 minutes. So then I come back in and address the inward screenshot, whatever, that literally changes the narrative and says like, oh, we were playing, that's how we joke, blah, 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 blah. And it was very manipulative how she tried to make it seem like her and her friend was playing. Because one who plays like that, it was a very weird situation. This lady says, oh, saying the N-word is equivalent to calling someone a cracker because disrespect is disrespect. Sorry. That's where you got me messed up. Well, it's honestly a slap in the face to our ancestors, to your grandma, to your mom, all those people who want to sit up here and say that calling someone a cracker is the same extent. Get out. You're done. Goodbye. Done with the black lady. I was just like, okay, you're no longer black. Hand me your black card. And then even the white administrator who was beside us, he even was like, no, like he disagreed. He felt like it was not the same level at all because that's weird. Even though he didn't do anything, I can at least appreciate him for not agreeing to that. Because what? As I say, ask him, I'm like, are you going to suspend us? Whatever. He says, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll let you know. I hope I'm not missing anything. I really do. That's what basically happened. And then she tried to act like, oh, well, I didn't know who those accounts were. Like, oh, yeah, I found them, but I promise you, like, I don't know. I didn't.
Shut the fuck up! Thank you.
It's story time for now. And honestly, I was going to fight her, but stupid administration got to me. And then I also had a show, so I couldn't risk messing up my show for this crap. So, honestly, as time went on, I just decided to, move on from it, even though it is kind of hard because, like, one, I have her in my first period class, and that's kind of tough. It's real tough. And, y'all, let me tell you what happened last weekend. So, this girl wanted to sit up here and have the audacity to wear a Black Lives Matter mask during Black History Month when it's convenient to look good. So she has her mask on, right? And she's like this, and she's looking at me. She's like, and she keeps pulling her mask up, trying to like have a smirk on her face and smile. You know me, I go off on her. I'm like, don't freaking look at me. She's like, I'm like going off on her because I'm like, girl, like throw that mask across the room. Don't play with me for real. And besides the school thing, if she want to go down the street to Walmart and fight in the parking lot, I'm ready. I will gladly do so. But I'm not gonna fight at school. So just let me know if you watch this video. If you want to throw some hands at the park or a Walmart, whatever. I'm ready because honestly, I've been wanted your head a long time ago. But you know, if you're watching because you love to stalk my Instagram, you like to stalk my page, and you love to rant to your friends about me, and it's so funny because your friends don't do nothing either. So yeah, if you're ready to fight and not run away like the little coward that you are, and not be scared, then let me know. I'm done playing games, honestly. That's it for the story time. I pretty much said everything. I don't really remember if I didn't. I will probably just add something in or like add little clips in. I'm not sure, but I really hope that I got into everything. And yeah, unfortunately this happened, and situations like this happens so many times, and it's just like honestly messed up that we can't really do anything about it. And the school absolutely did zero about it. So in the office, whatever, I said like, if you really, because they were like, we were talking about the bathroom situation with what she wrote, whatever. And I said, so, you know, if you really want to figure something out, you will do it. But the more time you let pass, the harder it is going to be to figure it out. You know, who did, quote unquote, who did it, even though she was sitting in front of my face. You know, you can check the cameras. You force people to literally get passes from the teachers. You can say, oh, what time period did you write the student a pass? Do you remember when the student went to the bathroom in your class? Do you remember what time, around what time? You literally could have figured it out, but like you chose not to, and then they let time pass so far. So then I think Friday, whatever, I asked the guy who I said, did you ever quote unquote investigate it like you guys said you were? And he says, oh, it's not really much I can find about it. And then I said, did you ever get a name? Because he also takes her out in the meeting, and because she said she knows who did it, but it wasn't her, right? So I remember that. I hold on to that because I don't forget nothing in this. Like I asked him, I said, oh, but I thought you got a name a month ago when you pulled her out the room when she said she had a name and she quote unquote told you, correct? And he said, yeah. And I said, okay, well, why don't you have a name then? And he said, oh yeah, I should have wrote that down. Oh, I'm definitely gonna go write that down. I forgot about that. It's a whole 2 months later, and you mean to tell me you forgot? These people do not care. These people are not trying at all. And it's honestly crazy. Like, they're not trying. The fact that I literally could do your job 100 times better with investigation skills, and it's literally common sense. Common sense that people do not have. It's crazy. There's actually people out here in this world getting all the degrees, doing all the schooling, all this stuff, but they don't have common sense. And I feel like if you don't have common sense, then honestly, your degrees, your college, whatever, your school, it does not even matter if you don't have common sense. Either one, they're lazy, or two, they're really that slow and don't really know how to freaking do things and do their job right. Like, one or the other. I really don't know, but it's something neat. I think it's more of lazy, because ain't no way, boy. Like, ain't no way you're that's like mentally delayed to the point where you don't know, who the person did it. Let's petition to fire all these people, get a new team, hire me. I'll do it better. I probably won't get paid nothing, but I'll do it better. I'll save the kids. That's it for today's video. If I have anything else to add for this, I will. But that's this crazy mess. I don't care if she's watching this video. I don't care if the administration sees, because you need to see it. You need to see this, because I feel like this is the truth. And I have freedom of speech to say whatever I want. And you know, if you're offended by this video, if the shoe fits, then freaking wear it. I don't care. So, see you in the next video.